So Chloe's got 2 allergies, and the first one was a milk intolerance, and the second we found out was a kiwi allergy. We found out about her milk allergy really early on, I think like 2 months maybe, where she had blood in her poo. And we went to the doctors about it, obviously really worried. He suspected that it might be something to do with milk, so told me to remove it from my diet, which I did. And then I think it was like 4 weeks later, he said to test reintroducing milk, and the symptom came back for Chloe straight away. So from then on, both me and her stopped having milk in our diet and switching over to Alpro and
you were
things like that. Yeah, I was breastfeeding at the time rather than using formula. Meanwhile, I think when Chloe was 6 or 7 months, we were doing first tastes with food and excitedly gave her a kiwi one evening.
Yeah, which she really enjoyed.
Which she really liked it. But then swelling happened within about 2 minutes. Again, another call to 111, trip to the hospital for this one. But luckily, the symptoms went down on their own within about 4 hours.
She was okay, but we were very worried.
Yeah. The amount of information that we received at the start was quite tricky because I think because Chloe's allergy for milk was so early on, it just felt like radio silence. And I think we got a letter about 9 months, and then we went into the sort of group consultation. Once we had the pamphlets and things like that and actually going through the recipes, that was when I think we found it the most tricky, actually how we progress through the steps in a way that the baby will eat and you can follow your own sort of ideals for what you want to feed your baby. Moo, moo, yes. Some of the ingredients that they wanted us to cook with was really not things that you would have in the cupboard. Yeah. So like xanthan gum, I think, is in there, which, hi, Baba, hi. Xanthan gum and the milk powder as well that like you're never going to use again if you progress through that step very well, and things like that. And then just once you've baked the recipes, I think you just kind of, you're like, oh, this doesn't look right, but there's no sort of way to compare or to go, this has worked or anything like that. I think you're just sort of, you're on your own, and then it's sort of like at 13 months you've got another appointment, which they're sort of like, you may or may not need this, but you're there sort of like, are we making this right? Are the steps going well? And you resort to social media and Instagram and TikTok and all of those things to try and get that sense of this is working well. I think platforms to access anything about allergy care for children is so helpful, because I think your phone, especially as a new mother, is the first place you turn to. You know, every mum will know about 2 a.m, 3 a.m. Googling. And so being able to access that, and I think it coming from the NHS is so key, and it's really useful to meet people where they are. They are on Instagram, they are on TikTok, they are on these places. So having that information there where they're going to be looking, I think is really valuable. Since then, no more kiwi, but we have been through the milk ladder, and now we're the whole way through the milk ladder, aren't we? And she's now having fresh milk and everything. So we've been really successful recovering that allergy, haven't we? Yeah.